Hello and welcome to the Video Game Book Club. I'm Savvy,
I'm Elise.
and today we're talking about the novelization of The Seventh Guest by Matthew J.
Costello and Craig Shaw Gardner.
Huh?
So Matthew J. Costello wrote the script because he writes a bunch of game scripts. So I told you he wrote the Resident Evil remake, which is ironic because the Seventh Guest game was also remade into the VR, and a lady did it. She did the rewrite.
Oh,
because it's actually
it's
different.
A little bit. It's a remake, and a remake is you don't completely change stuff, but you change the plot. Remaster means it's the same, it just looks better. Remake is like I'm changing some things. Reimagining is I'm changing a lot of things.
Yeah. Lightly inspired by
spiritual successor.
So this
same universe but changing a lot.
The game came out in 93. The book came out in 95. Right? Is the same year as the sequel came out.
Did
of
you
the
play
game
the sequel?
Yes.
What is it called?
It is the 11th Hour, which you go back to Stauf's house.
As who?
As your, I don't know if I think your girlfriend is a reporter, and she went in and she's missing, and so you have to go find her.
Are you the same guy?
No.
Okay. You're a different guy? Your girlfriend went missing? Okay.
Yeah. You're not.
Nobody tore down that mansion yet?
No. And that's why it didn't do as well, because they're like, it's similar because it's the same rooms as the first one. It looks a lot better. I will tell you that. But yeah, I think when remembering back in the 90s, I liked the 11th Hour more.
Interesting.
Because I just rewatched a walkthrough of the 93 game, and that's rough.
Yeah, I played the 93 game before reading this. Actually, halfway through. There's a section where it starts out like backstories of the characters, and then it goes into like the game. But yeah, before it went to the novelization of the the events that happened in the mansion, I was like, now would be a good time for me to play the game. And so I did that. It made me a little barfy, to be honest.
The VR game or the old game?
The old game.
The old game.
The skeleton hand's fun though.
Skeleton hand's fun, but it's super frustrating because there's only certain parts of the screen that you could click on.
Yeah. And
having to find the right area was so frustrating.
I messed up a lot on the
basement is the worst nightmare.
The bed sheet one, because I kept clicking and then it kept being like, you can't do that one. And I was like, why not? It's a number, it's a letter.
Yeah. It's very persnickety. But this was also 93 was before Windows. So to get into the game, you had to go into DOS and write the code to
it's just like start game.
Yeah. So it's a little rough.
For the love of God, start game. I remember I was too young for this game.
Yes. This is what we call BS, or before savvy.
Before I was alive. So I
was talking to her brother, and he was like, "Oh, we played that game a lot." And then I was like, "The walkthrough was like 2 hours."
Oh my God.
So we did play this game for a lot. I think because we got lost all the time because the hallways all look the same.
From what I heard from, I don't know, somebody else who played it at the time, they were like, oh, it was like adult. It was like the adult computer game. Apparently,
it did have them in the bedroom and then her in the bathtub.
Yeah. It's the first game to exclusively come out on CD-ROM because it was so big it couldn't fit on a floppy disk.
Yeah.
But they were like, it's so big that we had to put it on 2 CD-ROMs. Yes. So
for a 2-hour game.
It's not very long.
No.
But if you don't mess up the puzzles, because if you mess up the puzzles, it's going to take you forever.
Well, the walkthrough that I was looking at was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they messed up on the puzzles a lot, and they didn't even finish all the puzzles. But, so I was skipping through it, but I would say 2 to maybe 15. But then there's only one ending in the game.
Yeah,
the 11th Hour has 3, I think.
Seventh Guest was supposed to have 2.
There is a secret writ file in the game that has the ending, which we will talk about as we get to the end of the book because it's in there. This
book has both endings, which is not in the game, which is crazy. Because when I was looking up, I actually didn't finish the game. I got annoyed at the puzzle, so I stopped. I think I got like halfway through the game before I was like, I'm gonna read the book now.
It's
I
very
watched
similar.
The end of the book of the game to see
the whole thing with Stauf and the tongue thing. I'm like, I don't know if that would be remade again. Like I actually liked the VR version of the game.
Mm.
I liked the way that she changed the
I
story. They did new
hate
actors.
the way that this ended.
And the house is way cooler. It's also a different ending.
Good.
Well, I mean, it's similar ending.
You play like a board game with them or something, right?
There is a
board game.
There is a game.
It's
another puzzle. And he doesn't give you the instructions. You have to figure it out.
Mm.
And so I lost the first time. But I did the second time, and I found all the stupid coins, which I found out in VR I was not tall enough. I couldn't see all the coins.
Oh.
So I had to look a couple of them up because there's like 50 Stauf coins. And
those Stauf coins.
Yeah, they're supposed to help you with the puzzles. Like you can spend them to the puzzles aren't that complicated though. And so I had to look up where some of the coins were, and it's on the top of some of the items. I was like, I can't see it.
Use your ghost hand.
I can only go
hand.
so far. So
I thought the ending of this game was different, or like from what I heard about it, I thought that I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be a spoiler. But at the end,
the sun comes up.
Just the way that I thought about how this game was going to work is not at all what happened, and I was disappointed. And I don't think that's fair to games where you think it's something and you're like, this would be really cool if it was this, and it's not that, and you're like, well, my idea was better.
Well, also this is very early video games, so they're very limited in the things that they can do.
It's not even that it's limited because like the ending of this game / book is insane. Absolutely wacky, wild situation.
So much that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And
this is very early computer game because it feels that way where they're like, I have a bunch of ideas and I kind of ramshackle them together and they're crazy. This game is crazy.
The death of some of the characters, I was like, wait, what? What happened? But then it's the same in the game. And I'm like, oh. But then also in the game, because when I was watching it, some of the characters died twice.
Really? In the game?
In the game.
Weird.
So I was like, that was weird. Also, the layout of the house in the book and in the game, I was like, this does not make sense for a house, especially the house that you see on the cover.
And
on the
to the point of the book where I didn't play the game. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, so I'm trusting the book to tell me what's going on. The layout of the house, what is happening. So confusing. And then also
the layout of the VR, like just look at the VR and you're like, oh, that makes so much sense.
This book hops around a lot, and I get it because, you know, when you're playing the game, you're running into rooms and you're getting like disoriented and like different
you're
scenes.
Different characters too.
You're following at one character and then you go into a room and it's like a different character's in there and they're doing something completely different. So trying to chronologicalize that is... But
at least it's in the book, it is more of a straight kind of timeline. In the game, the walkthrough that I was watching, the guy went into, or he or she or whoever it was, went into different rooms at different times. So you saw the end of you saw they went to the dining room and then they went into the basement and then you see
I tried to get into the kitchen,
death of two characters
and I couldn't get in the kitchen, so I went upstairs and then I saw the affair happening and then I went into the game room and then I had the guy with the other kid and I was like, wait, what?
Where's this
and then I run through and then this lady in the hallway is like, come over here, and I was like, okay, so I went over there.
Yeah, there's a lady
None
in
of
white.
the doors open over there, so I was like, what does she want from me? They want me to do the affair one. Well, they want me to do the cake first.
Yeah,
I did the cake and then I left and I was like, well, they told me in the cake room to go to the kitchen, but the kitchen was locked, so I had to go upstairs, do the affair thing, and then like you can't really. You can kind of skip puzzles. You can be like, I don't want to do this right now. Because the one with that guy's wife on like the carpet, but then it turned into a chessboard. And I was like, a chess puzzle.
A lot of it is moving one pieces to the other side, like switching pieces. Like that was 4 puzzles, I think, in the game. But in the walkthrough I watched, you go into the kitchen and it's the lady doing the soup can puzzle, which I was like, okay, it's Julia. And then you go into the kitchen again and it's Tad. I was like, Tad comes in first. Julia's second.
It's like, if you're confused, if you play the game and you do it in like a weird order, like you weren't doing a walkthrough,
the story makes no sense.
The story makes no sense. This book might help you out actually for how stuff organizes.
But if you're looking for a book for entertainment purposes,
I would not recommend.
Don't read it.
If you were like, I wish I knew what was happening in the 7th guest because I'm confused, then yeah, you can read this book. But just don't read it for fun.
No,
this is like this
book I wrote when I wrote the review on Goodreads and Fable. Is like At first I was going to give it 3 stars as I was going through. Because I was like, oh, it's nostalgia and all this stuff. But then it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
My star quickly died. And I think it would be like a 1.5, but a 2-star for
yeah, I was like, I don't think it's a 1 because that was the Misc book. I was so angry. I didn't even want to finish that one. Oh. But I did push through this because it's not long. It's a pretty short book.
It's and it's out of print too, so
yeah.
But you can find a bunch of copies online. So
you can find a bunch of copies online. Don't pay for them.
Oh, you can also find the PDF online too.
That's true. You can't find the PDF online. Search. Don't Kindle. Don't do it. I did it. Don't do it.
And there's no audiobook.
There's no audiobook for this. I looked this up because we were reading Misc, and I was like, games like Misc, and they were like, well, the Seventh Guest was the first one, and then I was like, oh, the Seventh Guest. I've heard of that, and yeah, now I know a lot about the Seventh Guest, more than I thought I would, and I'm a little bit disappointed on how it ends, but
and a lot of the puzzles are in the book,
yeah,
as well. Not all of them.
It's kind of.
I was like, oh, that puzzle. That's why I was like nostalgia. I was like, oh, I remember the freaking basement and the soup can puzzle and a lot of word puzzles and movement puzzles where it's like you click on one. And some of the puzzles in the VR version are like an homage to
different.
The ones in the first book. Like they're similar. Like there is the chess piece one where you're all queens, and that is also in the original game.
It's because I watched the VR one a little bit. And I know that they're making like a flat version. That's what they call it when they take a VR game and they make it just a normal game. So it'll be interesting to see how they change like the movement of the VR game to a flat version. That's coming out soon. Kind of topical that we're deciding to read this at this time.
That game's also pretty short, I'll tell you. It was making me nauseous. So it's fully immersive. You can move around and touch things and pick up the phone. And also some of the Staufisms from the first game are in the second game, like his voice that says stuff like, oh, you've
Staufisms.
Yeah. There, you pick up the phone and he goes, feeling disconnected.
All right, let's spoil this.
Okay, I'm going to read the back first.
Oh, that's right. I forget.
So
that's a long back.
Yeah. Old man Stauf built a house and filled it with his toys. 7 guests all came one night. Their screams, the only noise. Which I would take issue with this.
The songs.
Yeah, because in the game and in one part in the book, it's the 6 guests go up to the house and none of them come out. But then it also, there's like, it's in there like 3 times. And then 2 of them are 7. But there's only 6 guests. So it's like, I remember who the 7th guest is because I played the game. But the kids are saying this before the guests even go into the house. So I'm like, what is happening?
I don't know. That was confusing.
That was really good. I was like, what time period is that? What happened? What's happening? Every child in town wanted one of Henry Stauf's handcrafted toys, so intricate, detailed, almost magically lifelike. After one terrible illness claimed the life of each child who cherished one of the toys, Stauf retired to the seclusion of his mansion on the hill, perhaps unspeakably saddened by the puzzling deaths. Perhaps not. Time passes, and the Stauf Mansion, slowly deteriorating, stands as a macabre reminder of the horror that swept through the town. Not that much time passes.
It's like, what, 10 years maybe?
I didn't even think it was that.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm so confused with the timeline of this story.
Me too. It's confusing.
Within its walls, Henry Stauf plans his final outrage against the unsuspecting world. What evil will the madman unleash? What fearful secrets does this mansion hold? 6 guests venture into Stauf's mansion one desperate night, each with a private hell to escape. Each certain Henry Stauf will be the instrument of salvation. Nothing could be further from the truth. Only the 7th guest stands between their greed and the world's damnation. From Trilobite, Virgin Interactive, and Proteus. A trademark of Prima Publishing.
Prima.
And this is marked as horror.
I mean, yeah. What else would you mark it as?
Suspense? Mystery?
Is suspense a category?
Yeah.
In books? Like, I want my book to be suspenseful. Isn't that like a side product of a bigger genre?
Yeah, so we weren't particularly fond of this book.
No. Okay. Chapter 1 is Henry Stauf robbing a grocery store speakeasy.
Yeah, so he's halfway between New York City and Lake Ontario is kind of and so in the games, it's like 1920s.
I don't know.
In the VR game, a bunch of stuff has dates on it. In the VR game, there's a bunch of dates on stuff. So you see it's in like the late 1920s, so before the Great Depression. Because there's a choice word that happens in this book. There's the F slur. And
oh yeah, I forgot
was
about
like,
that.
what time period is this? Obviously, it's written in the 90s where that was used frequently.
A lot. That's why I was like, I know how to say, it's written in the 90s.
But I was like, what time period is this supposed to be? Because there's not a lot of other indications about what time period this is.
Yeah, warning about that.
But then when you're looking at the game, they're very like flapper era.
Yeah, I was confused as to the time period. I
would say almost the end 30s, of the
maybe.
I would say end of the early 1900s, before the 30s.
Okay.
But people are having money problems, so it could be right before the Depression. Yeah, he's a robber. We don't get a lot of his backstory. This
is kind of like the intro to the game.
Yeah.
Where because it's not him.
Book.
He's not. Yeah, he's like, oh, Henry Stauf, such a bad guy. He's like a vagrant, a homeless vagrant, and he runs around. And he like at the beginning of the game, you see him. They talk about him talking to voices in his head that tell him how to make the toys, but they also like told him to kill a lady.
Well, the first part is a vagrant. He's a vagrant, and he kills a lady, and then he starts having visions. Like the game doesn't talk about the voices.
That's true.
The VR game does, but the VR game also goes into his like he is already a puppeteer and toy maker, so. And then he runs into hard times. Because you find little postcards in each room and it tells the story of Stauf.
Do you think that they read this book when she was writing the
I think
VR
they probably
game?
got the script. Because I had the hardest time on Fable adding this book. Like I had to contact Fable 3 separate times and then I had to give them the chapters as well. But the script showed up every time. So I'm pretty sure she got the script. And then was like, this needs a better story. And the characters have different backstories too.
I didn't mind the characters' backstories. My main beef was like Stauf in general. It was like, what's his deal?
Well, the lady,
which one?
So Julia gets a different backstory in the VR game, as does
the reason why he invites them here to his house.
They're all desperate and need money.
Is so stupid, and some of them aren't even. He's just like, oh, she reminds me of my mom and I hate women. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, Madeline? I just called her Burden.
Burden?
That's her last name.
Oh. Like she's a burden.
She is a burden. In this book, and we're probably going to she's kind of a hussy. But in the VR game, she's a failed actress. I was like, that makes more sense to me.
I mean, she's like a socialite.
Yeah.
I think in this one, because she had a rich husband and then her rich
not even a husband.
Rich.
But not even.
Poor.
They're both
mediocre.
Yeah. We'll get there. That's like chapter 4.
Yeah, anyway, we're talking about Henry Stauf right now, robbing a grocery store / speakeasy. And
so we go back and forth with this time period because it's like Henry Stauf, and then it's a character, and then Henry Stauf again, and then a character, and then Henry Stauf again.
It was annoying, but like I got the pattern, so it was okay. But I have a question about this scene.
Yeah.
He's robbing the grocery speakeasy. The clerk pulls his mask down.
Yeah.
And then Henry shoots him.
No, he says he should have shot him.
And runs, throwing his gun away.
Yeah.
So he's like, stick him up. I'm wearing a mask.
So he goes to pick up the money, and he wanted money and booze. And once he goes to move over to pick up the stuff that the clerk put down for him, the clerk pulls down his mask. And because he was distracted, then he runs out. And because he's used the gun before, he throws it away.
And then
he has like, all this,
I
should have killed him.
I feel naked. So he's like steals a hammer from a construction site, and because the voices told him to. Yeah. And this is when he bludgeons a singing woman who's coming back from choir practice.
Well, he also falls asleep in the park at first, and I was like, is he already dead at this point? He come back.
The voices resurrected him.
It's all a dream. He does bludgeon her because she's got nice clothing and she just comes from church, and because she's like, oh, she's not scared of him. She's like, oh, you poor man, And he's like, don't you dare talk down to me.
Don't you pity me. And I'm like, dude, you just robbed a convenience store and you're thinking about robbing somebody else. You are pitiable. What do you mean don't pity you?
And then he gets all pissed that there's nothing in her purse.
Yeah, she's like $6. There's $6 in her purse. Which, remember that. That's a detail that we need to know for later.
Yeah, so, yeah, he hits her repeatedly in the head while he's shouting, not enough, not enough. And then he grabs her purse and leaves.
Didn't he invite Burden or whatever to his house? Because he's like, these are the women that rejected me when I was a vagrant. Yes. And I was like, guy.
Yeah.
It's because you're stinky, gross, and weird, and your voices talk to you, and you steal and kill people.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
I didn't understand his motivation for, like, all of them.
Me neither.
Except for Dutton. Because Dutton, he has, like, a personal grudge towards.
That's true. I did get his thing.
Which brings us to chapter 2
is Edward Knox. Speaking of Edward Knox, has gambling debts.
Yeah, Edward Knox. Okay, so in the book,
my least favorite character,
and in the first game, I was like, old dude, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
He's like 40s, really, in the VR game.
Oh, he's pretty old in the original.
Yeah. But he comes home, and Whitney Chester's men are in his kitchen because they owe him money.
He owes them money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I just got a letter from Stauf, though, and I'm going
I'm gonna go steal stuff from his
house, and then I can pay you back. Guys, please don't do my knees in.
Yeah, or they were gonna take a finger, and he's like, oh, I kind of need that.
Yeah, they're like, okay, fine, yeah, you can go to your party. We'll beat you up after that.
His wife is named Eleanor. She comes home.
The goat, the best one.
Yes, she is.
Eleanor.
Actually, kind of like. Oh, no.
Eleanor
like
and the Magician.
Yeah, Temple.
Eleanor and the Magician are the best ones.
Eleanor was told her uncle wanted to see her, and then she got there, and then turns out, nope, her uncle's not even in town. So
that's weird. Oh, yeah, because
they wanted her out of the house.
Okay.
And so you don't quite know if she knows about the debts, but then you kind of find out she knows what's up.
She also was like, we shouldn't go to this house party.
Yeah,
this sketch is weird. This guy's like a recluse. Nobody's been to his house, and you got invited.
Well, she touches the envelope, which is the invite, and she screams.
Oh yeah, because she's got like the sixth sense.
Yeah,
she's got the ghost powers.
What did he call it?
Woo woo. Her episodes.
Episodes.
Yeah.
Because even when they get to the house, she's like, "Oh, I don't like this."
She's a medium.
Yeah, like you don't have to go. And so that is our invitation. That's our invitation. That's our introduction to Edward and Eleanor Knox.
These guys.
So guest 1 and 2.
Eleanor should have never gone.
No, I was like, also when she shows up at the house, I was like, was she invited?
I think so. She had a nameplate.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming in the letter she was invited.
Mr. and Mrs. Knox.
Chapter 3 is back to Stauf.
Is Mr. So besides Stauf, is Knox like your least favorite?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, 100%.
I mean, Dutton's pretty
bad, but he's not like a fair bad.
No. I'm like, oh, what wife? Yeah. Okay, so back to Stauf. He's running out of the park, so it's like the end of chapter 1. He throws the hammer into the water.
This is when you check the purse and found out there's $6 in it. The cops find him.
He's like, only $6, and I was like, also, what time period? Because if it's the 1920s, I mean, $6 is $6.
You could probably buy booze with that, my guy. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. But he's like, oh, it's gonna only last me like 2 days.
Yeah, the cops find him, and they're like, can't wait to beat you up again, Stauf. We hate you.
Well, he gets all pissed too because it's like $6. He's like, he had killed someone for this? And he's like mad that it wasn't worth it.
Stauf.
He does get picked up by the cops. They've known him before, but he gets picked up for robbing Sweeney's grocery store, which is not even the one.
Yeah, not even the one he just robbed.
Yeah.
It's a different grocery store he robbed later. They're trying to make me feel bad for Stauf in the way that they're like, the police just beat people up. And I was like, yeah, we know that. But like, also Stauf sucks. So like, I think he deserves to get punched in the face a little bit. Well,
they don't want vagrants in the town. I'm like, well, then drive him out of town. Like, literally.
Drive him somewhere else. Take him to Sacramento like everyone else does. They take him to the station. They're booking him for stealing from the grocery store like a couple days ago. The cops heard about the murder of Greta Schultz, who is the lady that he hammered to death. And they're like, they don't suspect Stauf at all. Because they
already got their guy.
So they throw him in a cell.
So they found a man close by who was like going through a jacket. And they just were like, oh, you're the guy, see? And so they throw Stauf in a cell, and then they're like beating the crap out of this guy who killed the church lady.
Yeah.
And then he sleeps soundly.
Now we get to Brian Dutton, the third worst character, probably. No, the fourth.
Oh, so also there was a quote, and I'm going back to chapter 3, sorry. It says they find that he has money in his pockets. And they're like, oh, you're dirty, dirty and ugly and smelly. Where'd you get money? And he's like, oh, I did a bunch of odd jobs. And he says, I can still manage to swing a hammer. I was like, that's cold. Because he swung the hammer at her head.
How did you get $6? You're dirty and smelly and unattractive.
Man. Because they had already picked him up before, so they know him. Yeah. They're like, get a job, you bum. It's like, oh, I guess you did. You can still stay around town. Chapter 4 is Dutton's chapter. And he's...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I take a shot every time Dutton brings up his dead brother.
Oh, I texted you this.
He's a survivor.
I texted you this, but in the VR game, when you go into Dutton's room, there's an ice skating rink.
Oh, so that's how his brother dies.
I was like, that's cold, dude.
Like, dies. They were ice skating together?
Yeah.
And his brother...
He was too slow to put his... skate. It's kind of like Little Women. It's like with Joe and Laura, the opposite.
Hey, he doesn't like his brother. It's like the brother was like the golden child, and Dutton was like the other one. So when his brother died, he was like, good.
The heir and the spare.
Good. Now
he hesitates too. He hears his brother like fall, and then he hesitates to think like I could be better if he wasn't here
in the picture.
And then he like goes he's like, oh, let me go save my brother, but his brother's under the ice.
Yeah, I can't rise above my brother. So yeah, he hesitated, and then he's like, this is why I learned to be a ruthless businessman. He wants to take over Stauf's business, and then he gets the invite to the party, and he's like, great, can't wait to
because he thinks it's owed to him.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, he worked with Stauf before.
We find out later from Stauf, which is why
he's invited.
Yeah.
To the party. Because he was like construction or something?
He sold shelves.
Oh, okay.
Because his whole thing is like manufacturing too. Because he's like, oh, Stauf. He's like super pissed that Stauf like decided to stop production. He's like, I could sell Stauf stuff. I could be better. I'm like, what is your deal? I bet you that's what I also got too. I was like, okay.
Chapter 5. Is Stauf again, obviously.
So he gets out of jail after a week.
Yeah.
The voices told him
he has a trial.
That he had to be a model prisoner. So when he goes up before the judge, we find out that the other vagrant hung himself. I was like, yeah, okay. Definitely not. He was killed by the cops.
Mm-hmm. So at his trial, the guy was like, well, you had $6 in your pocket, and $6 would make up for what you stole from the grocery store. So, like, just give the $6 in your pocket at the grocery store, and then you get off scot-free. And so,
he's like, and go find a job, you bum.
Yep. He also stole a knife when he left the jail cell.
Yeah.
I don't know from where, I forgot, but
he finds a knife.
A knife.
He's just wandering around his old haunts.
I can still swing a knife.
Yeah, so he's broke.
Because I'm a chef.
Well, he does come out of the soup a little bit. So the voices also have left him. And so he like doesn't know what to do. He goes back to the job site, but the guys are working and not very nice to him. And so he's wandering around. He finds a knife, and then he has a vision of a doll. And he says the doll is a mixture of his mother, his wife, who left him, and the victim that he killed. It's like, that guy's got issues.
Yeah.
Then he finds a piece of wood and now knows the knife's purpose. And I was like, that is a crazy amount of skill to be able to take just a piece of wood.
Doll, yeah. That's why everyone was so impressed when they're like, whoa, wow.
With like a lifelike doll.
He used like the blood and stuff for paint later and all that kind of stuff just around him. He made his own like the clothes and the thing. That's impressive.
Ripped the shirt off.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for the third worst character, Martine Burden.
Oh, that's her name, Martine. Why did I put Madeline?
Martin Burden.
Martine.
Insecure gold digging socialite, married, I guess not married, was with a rich guy at some point, a European count who dipped for
But he's
new
not a
woman.
European count. That's the thing. He's a scammer.
She got scammed, and then she gets invited to Stauf's party. And she only gets invited because Stauf was like, she's the type of woman who, one, will cause trouble at my party, which I love. And two, it's like in the
she's down
reality shows where they were
yeah.
like, I'm bringing in a villain. Just an absolute POS type of a person.
You know, you need a New York, a camera judge.
She's in it for the Instagram followers. Because she's a socialite. Sure. So, like, a socialite, well, now it's what? It's a social media star. It's basically the same
influencer,
thing.
Yeah.
Right? Influencers, the same as a insecure gold digging socialite.
So she's also, like, poor because she sold most of her furniture, which I was so confused. So the story is she was, like, out and about with Siegfried, first of all. That should have been your first clue.
The warning.
And they were at like they were staying at a hotel and they went to all the fancy parties and she was like meeting all the people. And then one day he like doesn't come home. And then she sees him. She tries to go back to the hotel and the hotel's like insufficient funds. Like
she's been cut off.
Yeah.
He's with a new hussy now.
Mm-hmm. She sees him there and she's like, what about me? And he's like, oh, loser.
You're too old.
Yep.
I've turned 26.
And no one wants anything. I know she's aged out of Leonardo DiCaprio's age bracket.
No, don't turn 26.
Yeah, no one wants anything to do with her. She does not seem like a very nice person. Yeah. She had to crawl home and hide.
She's a burden for sure.
Yeah, her thing... She's like, at least one person appreciates her. She has one good party dress left because she lost a lot of clothes for non-payment in New York and had to sell the rest because they...
Oh, she had to sell them because I was like, is she renting clothes?
No, she... they let her leave with one bag because she was giving them the sob story. So they're like, here's one bag. But yeah, everything else she had to leave behind. And crawl back home where no one cared about her.
I think she did that to herself.
Yeah.
Hard to feel kind of bad for her. Anyway, chapter 7, Stauf took a knife, whittled the doll, dressed it in his ripped clothes.
Yeah, tears his own shirt for the dress. I was like, did he sew it? How does that work? Does he have sewing
needle?
needles?
The 7 Deadly Sins?
Yeah, that was my thing in there. Because I was like, as soon as I got to, I think, Julia, I was like, oh, Stauf is rage. Dutton is envy.
Wait, but there's 7 guests. Stauf doesn't count as a guest.
Well, at first I was
you
like
not
Tad. I
counting
don't count Tad.
Oh.
Tad is he's supposed to be the innocent.
Okay. All right. If you had to put Tad as one of them, what would you pick?
Well, I already had issues with like
Pride,
I was like,
because he was told that he had to go in there and
I wouldn't just chicken out.
Yeah. Right?
Maybe. I put burden as pride.
Not lust?
No, I put Julia because of her vanity for age. I put her as
Would that
lust.
be more like a greed situation?
Greed was Knox.
I guess you're right.
I tried. Did not work well.
Gluttony,
At first I was
she's
like,
she's a drinker.
Well, then I put Eleanor as, I was like, I had to put Eleanor as sloth.
Chonky.
No, I put her as sloth because she just didn't kind of do a lot.
That's true. She's sloth for sure.
And I put Temple as gluttony, as a glutton for magic.
Glutton for magic.
That guy was like, I want the magic.
His would be more like a pride one, right? Not really. The reason why he was invited is also super weird.
His relationship
we'll
with
get to
Stauf
Temple
is weird.
later.
Okay,
now,
so we have the
time.
doll. He goes around. He's looking for booze now that he has a doll, and he goes into the Come On In.
The Come On In,
which I'm like,
gross.
Yes. Because I get it's like come on in, partner, but it's also like come on in. short time.
Yeah, so that's
Rent
the bar.
by the hour.
The
barkeep and his daughter
are
Karen
screaming at each other, which is not in the game.
How old do you think Karen is?
My guess is
she's like
8.
I just want to go to the ice cream shop, Dad.
I think she's like 8.
Yeah, and he's like, do your chores, little one.
So like in the game, because he does do this in the game, he goes into the bar and then like he just gives the doll to her. But in this one, she's like fighting with her dad, the barkeep, And so he's like, here's the doll. I'd like to trade for drinks.
Well, yeah, because so she's like throwing a fit and her dad's awful. And so they're not talking to each other. So he's like, well, she lost her mom. If I had the doll, that might make her happy. So he's like, hey, mister, I'll trade you that doll. I'm glad you pay you today.
Yeah, so he gets free drinks now.
Tomorrow
and,
for Heather.
He gets to stay in the spare room. And that's that.
Yeah, the barkeep offers him a room if he makes more toys. And the barkeep is named Hans, but that's not important.
Yeah, they don't need to know about him.
So next guest is chapter 8, and this is Julia Hine.
Hine.
She was a retired lady that no one cares about.
Yeah, with no money. She used to work at a bank. Like, that's it. She just used to work at a bank.
Yeah, but she was drunk all the time. Yeah. So you find out that she was in the bar when he gave Karen the doll.
Yeah, so he knows Stauf, and Stauf knows her from the bank because that's where he would do most of his bank stuff. Yeah. Is at her bank. And she was like, I don't know. She's kind of weird because she's like, I used to work at a bank and I used to be hot, but now I'm older.
So in the VR,
they fired me because I'm old at the bank.
Yeah, in the VR game, Dutton's story is the same. Knox still owes money. Martine is an actress that didn't make it. Julia's family owned a hotel that's going under. And so she needs the money to save the hotel. And I was like, that may, but she also wants to be younger because
this one she's like, I want to take Stauf's energy and become young again. Yeah, which is a crazy thing to say. But also
she got retired because she was drunk on the job and messing up.
Yeah, that makes it. It was, and she's like, it's because it was old. And I was like, I think it was because you were drunk on the job, girl. Drunk on that job, and I gotta hide that a little bit better. Anyway,
this is also where
about, the little girl dying.
Yeah, we find out that Karen died a few months ago from a sudden illness. Which I was like, all this timeline is crazy. So he makes the doll, he gives to Karen, he goes into the room. He works like crazy.
He's eventually we're gonna learn opening a shop and like all that kind of stuff
in like months.
And it's only been like a year. And so like that means that this lady worked at a bank, like got drunk on the job in like a year. Yeah. And then that means how old was she when she started the bank work? Why is she so obsessed with being young? If anything, wouldn't like Martine be obsessed with being young? Why is Julie like that?
See, that's why I was like her having a hotel, like a family hotel business that's going under would make more sense.
Martine being obsessed with being young to me makes sense because she got dumped by the count for a younger lady. But like Julie, she should be like the greed, right? She's like,
but also the count doesn't really have money. It was a fraud.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like these characters. They don't make sense.
Yeah, that her whole she just wants to be youthful. Ladies need sex and to be youthful, right?
That's what they need.
That's their motivation. I don't know. There's three lady characters.
I don't know. This is written by a guy, so
2 guys actually. But chapter 9.
2 guys think that we want this.
Someday Karen would be asked for something in return. The voices never did anything for free. So it's like you find out that Karen dies, and then we go to the next chapter, and it's like, oh, there's always a cost. And for the kids, it's their souls. Yeah. You want a doll that looks like you? I'll take your soul, please.
So he starts making his second toy. So this is like, we're back at the bar. So we're all the way back. People are like giving him free drinks because they're like, wow, cool toy. I like that.
He also refers to someone as a fat ass citizen.
Oh yeah, he says fat ass like all the time. That's like his number one insult. He'll call people fat asses.
You know why you're not fat, Stauf? It's because you're poor and drunk all the time.
Maybe, because that's the reason why he also was like, Julia reminds me of my mom, but honestly, Julia should remind him of him.
Mm-hmm. They're both drunks. Everybody wants something for him, and it's like it's been 1 week.
He's making his second toy.
So
his second toy is a puzzle. Yeah. That's his choice. What, kid's gonna lose his soul to a puzzle?
Yeah. It's a board with 32 squares of red and black. And I was like, isn't this like one of the game puzzles? And I think it is.
This is where he's like, I need to get the blood of a bird for the paint and all that kind of stuff. Over time, toy after toy, he becomes very successful. He opens his own toy shop. And
a Stauf toy is a toy for life.
Because he used to be like a rich toy guy, right? Because like he only made so many, and so like
people would pay whatever for it.
Yeah,
and so he very quickly starts to make a lot of money. He opens a store, and then
he's on that grind set, 100%.
Yeah,
he just keeps grinding away at making toys.
Every toy brings him closer to the voices, and he wants to see the voices. Why? I have no idea.
He's lost in life. He needs the voices to tell him what to do. Chapter 10 is Temple.
Hamilton Temple. He was a magician. Magic was his life, traveling.
He's old now.
He was a magician in a vaudeville show. He grew too old and his fingers too arthritic. He specialized in illusion.
He's like, I expected this invitation from Stauf ever since he disappeared because I know Stauf is real magic and I'm just a magician. So I'm like fake magic, but I want the real magic. I want to believe it's real. And that's his whole bit. And what's crazy is Stauf invites him in because
their relationship is so weird.
Like he's a famous magician. So
Yeah.
Stauf knows him from being a famous magician, but he also is like, I hate him for being a magician.
Fake.
For being a fake magician when magic is real and the voices tell me so.
It's his.
He has no reason to hate Temple.
Fascination with Temple is just
He's
so
obsessed
bizarre.
with Temple.
Obsessed.
There's a whole room in his house that's just covered with Temple stuff.
And then he puts Temple in there.
That'd be great. I'd leave. Like you can't.
If you walk into your room and it's like
posters of you everywhere, and it's like, okay.
I see who's a fan here. And then at the end of this chapter in the book, there's the picture of the staircase. Because Temple is leaving to go to the house, and the party's at 7.
Oh, rip to the staircase scene. Oh, Temple.
But I was like, there's random pictures in this book of the game, and I'm like, they don't always fit.
Temple's the best character.
Temple is the best.
He's the best one.
He was also the best in the VR game too.
Chapter 11, Back to the Past. Stauf is eavesdropping on because he hired a shopkeeper because he's like, I don't want to interact with humans. I just want to make toys in the back.
Yeah, but he's only had the shop for a few months.
He's also really creepy about it. He's
super
like,
rich, yeah.
He's like, oh, they hired a young lady that if I wasn't so old, I definitely want to fuck. Well, that's okay, but she would never want to fuck me because I'm gross. I'm a nasty. Anyway, did you hear anything about...
Oh, they're gossiping. What are they talking about?
Shopkeep.
Every
the
toy...
The barkeep's daughter has died. That's the...
Yeah. The
hot goss.
Other children are sick. And we get the quote, every toy was a transaction.
And then his
also put the
lady.
shop girl thing is weird, and Stauf is a creep.
Stauf is a creep. The shopkeeper lady gets too ill too, and then she runs away. And the voices are like, more space. We must build a house. Big one. Big mansion. Stauf builds us a house.
The build goes very quickly for considering the size of the house and the time period. I was like, no. But also at the beginning of the build, a workman dies, and the head workman guy is like, oh, that happens sometimes. I'm like, what?
I mean, it was kind of a weird, because like it wasn't like we stopped working on the house. It
No,
was
he's like, oh, that happens.
Yeah.
It's like, no, if someone died at a building site, you wouldn't build in there.
Yeah, so anyway, kids are dying. Other people are dying, the lady and stuff at the shopkeep. And so the house, they're like building a house. So they're
and then
he
also closes his store. So his store's only open for a couple months.
Yeah.
And yet he's more money than anyone else in this town. Yeah.
What's he charging for his dolls? Like $1 billion?
I don't know.
Chapter 12. Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, this chapter is weird.
Okay, so this is before I knew the secret, because I'm pretty sure that this is the boy who sneaks into the party POV. And then I erased that and I said, I'm pretty sure this is you POV.
There's a couple of chapters where, probably 2, where it is the player.
Yeah, so the player, this guy, is standing in front of the Stauf Mansion thinking about a weird song that the kids would sing. Yeah, because
it says Stauf. He talks about he is standing, and I was like, who is he? I was like, time is confused here. I was like, is this the present or the future?
I get why they did this, mainly for the end of the book, but like it's so disorienting.
Also,
you gonna sing it? What? Want me to beatbox?
I gotta find it in the book first. It's chapter 12. It should be chapter 13. That would be better.
That's
Old man Stauf built a house and filled it with his toys. 7 guests all came one night. Their screams, the only noise.
Oh, damn.
Blood inside the library. Blood right down the hall. Blood going down the attic stairs where the last guest did fall. Not one soul came out that night. No one was ever seen. Old man Stauf is waiting there. Crazy, sick, and mean.
Luda.
He knows the song by heart. But how? He almost remembers. Weird chapter.
It's been in the 90s, so it fits. Chicken. Okay, chapter 13. Martine was the first to arrive.
Yes.
Oh, we're at the game now.
Mm-hmm. So they're at the door.
Okay.
Of course, the door doesn't open.
She's standing there. She's ringing the bell. Nobody's opening the door. And so Eleanor and Edward show up behind them, and Julia, I guess.
Also,
and they're like, just like open.
This mansion is, because Martine is like, this place is gross. It's brand new. It's a brand new mansion. So it's only been a couple months. And this place is decrepit and falling apart. And it's like he built it to look like the broken haunted mansion.
I mean, I don't know. It would have made more sense if the guys like didn't finish construction because that guy died, you know, and they were like, well, I mean, we'll just leave it.
Yeah. She's like, he paid for this.
Gross. So none of them are opening it. They're like knocking on the door. No, it's not opening. So Temple shows up and he's like, what? I know how to pick locks. I'm a magician. We all know how to do that. So he walks up to the door and he just like pushes in a button and then the door opens and he's like, oh.
No, Temple wants to pick the lock, but he goes to pick the lock and the door just opens.
Yeah. So it was like unlocked and nobody tried it.
The house is dusty, musty, and smells.
It's dank.
There is the stained glass. It's like, oh, that's a puzzle on the door, and all the doors are locked.
So they all go into the dining room, do the cake puzzle.
This also, I was thinking about the movie Clue the whole time while I'm reading this book, which was a way better story. But...
It is. Any Haunted Mansion story is better than this one. I'm sorry. It's cool. Like, playing it is a cool vibe. I like the skeleton hand. The puzzles were kind of fun. Like, the cake one was cool.
I was gonna say, if you are gonna play this game, play the newer VR. It's not VR when it comes out.
Hard to find the other one anyway. Like, that'll work on your system. So yeah, just play the new one, I guess. They all have envelopes.
And the 7th one is blank, and it's at the head of the table, and no one opens it, so we don't know what it says.
I'm kind of surprised. I'd be
like, who's this?
Although I'd probably get eviscerated by Stauf immediately if I did that. Just turn into goo straight up.
Yeah, he spits at you. Dutton takes his envelope into the hallway for privacy. For privacy?
They're personalized notes, and they have like, they're laying down the ground rules, and they're like, you can stay here for one night, and then everyone in this room will die, but one person will
whoever. I don't think they say die, do they?
They said that no guest will leave, and
only
will get their
one
wish.
Will get their wish.
Yeah.
So the 7th is a very special guest that involves Dutton's services.
But only if you do my secret task.
Yeah.
Will you be able to get your wish granted? And everyone's task, I guess, is a different task.
Also, I was hoping that we would see everyone's envelope. I want to you don't get to read everyone's envelope.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Like I know I keep talking about in the VR game. I just finished it. That's why. But they have these little music boxes that, like, Stauf talks to them through about.
That's weird.
It's like the little like do 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 do.
Okay, so he made a speech and he like put it in Braille on the inside and okay.
Oh, he's got all these records is a big thing about how you get stuff.
He can probably just do that. Stauf also says there's a mysterious 7th guest hasn't arrived yet in his note.
To Dutton.
We are currently...
They need Dutton's special services, and Dutton's like, that means murder. I got you.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah. And then we get to the cake puzzle.
And Temple solves the cake puzzle. It's funny to play the original game because I think it was Eleanor or whatever who was like, that's impossible. You can't solve the cake puzzle because it has to be like evenly distribute the cake.
Stones and spaces, and everyone needs the same things on it.
It's weird in your VR game that it's not a cake, like a sheet cake, and it's
it's not even a puzzle. That's not part of the puzzle. That's the end of the puzzle. It opens up and there's a cake in there. There's another puzzle that opens that up.
Anyway, I liked the cake puzzle. I was down to clown with the cake puzzle. And Temple solved it because he's the best one. He's like, easy peasy.
He's like, I got you, girl.
Chapter 14 is Eleanor's already over this puzzle
shit. She's got a bad feeling again.
She's going to go, she needs her introvert time, and she's going to go into the kitchen alone.
To read her envelope, and she knows about her husband's spending, and she's like, oh, I wish he wouldn't spend so much on me.
The note says that the house is alive with clues.
When all 7th guests have gathered, you must figure out what I want. It's a puzzle!
Yeah, so she's like, I can really feel the
what
ghosts.
If Stauf's voice was all helium? You did that whole game.
That'd be weird.
It's like, oh, stop. Find me the seventh guest. It's a puzzle.
Because he doesn't really talk in the original.
In the game, you hear his voice.
Oh, sometimes.
That's the Staufisms.
Most of the time, I'm just hearing your character.
Yeah.
I don't know if in the VR game your guy talks, but in the original,
no,
that guy talks all the freaking time. I go up to a puzzle and he's like, "I guess I gotta solve this puzzle," and I'm like, "I know that's it's your guy."
I don't remember my guy talking because everyone talks to you, and there's a little like butterfly. I guess
my immersion is ruined because I don't know if you know this. I'm not a guy, so like
I'm especially not a 6-year-old.
I'm playing a first person.
Which I have to tell you,
what?
Watching the thing and you see Tad, I was like, Tad is almost as tall as all of these people.
Damn.
in the original game, I was like,
the little
why
boy
is Tad so tall? Like the top of his head comes up to everyone's chin.
Growth spurt. Maybe he's like, because he's not that. He's pretty tall in the original game too. He's
That's what I'm talking about. The original
boy.
In the VR game, he's a
tiny.
little boy.
But in the original one, he's like
Pinocchio.
16 maybe.
Like 4. I would say 14.
Okay, just really tall 14.
Yeah, middle school years.
Anyway, she hears a knock on the basement door and she's gonna go open.
She's like, okay, there's a seventh guest.
He just wants in.
And I was like, oh no, it's the basement maze, which is the worst maze. Because it's like brick lined walkways, and that was the puzzle that took the most time.
Now we're on Edward Knox's POV, the husband, and he's like, I'm worried about money, and he's getting hit on by Ms. Burden.
Yeah, Martine. They're all flirting. Gross.
Just
she
like in
takes
the
them to the upstairs bedroom.
Yeah, she's like help
right
me,
away.
Help you. Come to my room. And then he follows like a grade A whore.
I was like, what wife? She's in the basement.
And then we go to Hamilton Temple.
He checks out the music room, and there's a piano puzzle.
He finds out that they're like all fake books. He's like looking at the books.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, all these plants are put here on purpose. And I was like, you don't hear about the plants again. I was like, are the plants important?
Are they a puzzle? I don't think so.
They're not.
So he finds one real book, and the book was about chess. And he's like, oh boy, he likes chess. Not surprising.
By Trump Loyal, Deceive the Eye. Real book is The Tactics of Chess by Hottenberg. Which there's so many chess puzzles.
Too many. I quit after like the third chess puzzle. I think I was like, I'm done with this game.
Yes, you're like, I know how knights move. I
don't want to play chess. Okay,
you're not even actually playing chess. It's like how the pieces move. It's so.
I just hate chess puzzles.
Yeah,
I'm so against them. So I did your 2 chess puzzles, and then when you gave me another one, I was like, oh, I'm leaving. He sees. It's so funny when you quit the 7th guest too. Because when you're like, you use the Ouija board and you're like, I quit. And it's like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And then you hear Stauf in the background be like, come back! Ah! And I'm like, oh, brother. It's probably good that I left then, huh?
Yeah, so as Temple's looking at the stuff, there's a glass door to the garden in the library. And the swirling mist, and there's a figure at the door, which you do see in the original game.
Yeah, and it hits the window.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going out to the
like
garden.
Mesmerized. Yeah, because it's like, that's not an exit. Eleanor's in the basement. She thinks she hears a child. She gets lost. And there's blood.
There's blood on the walls, and it's like dripping on her and stuff.
Then there's something cold and dead by her, because she's like...
she falls to her knees, and then she's like, oh, there's something cold next to me. Gross. Yeah. Chapter 15 is Little Boy Tad POV. He's dared to go into the old house.
And he has to go into every room. What is this dare?
They're not going to know.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to know.
Just peek through the windows.
This is where the
say,
slurs
it was
come
totally
in.
there.
Because they're like, oh, if you don't go in, you're an F slur.
Which we're not going to use.
Never. You're
also,
a pile of sticks, if you know what I mean.
I did read the first couple chapters of this. It's up to Savvy to edit it, but... I'm not reading chapter 15. I only did chapters 1
That's
before.
Fine. He snuck into the kitchen.
Like, he has to go through all the rooms?
Through the window.
No one's going to know. So dumb.
He showed up in the kitchen. So he starts in the kitchen.
Because that's the only way he could get in. Because everything else was locked.
The kitchen, he's like, it's stinky in here.
Smelly.
The soup is smelly and stinky. But that never comes up again.
No, it does. Because Julia...
because of the goop. Okay.
Julia's like, ooh, it smells good. I was like, does it, girl?
Does it, girl?
Doesn't.
Tad said it smelled bad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just not really into that kind of a soup. I mean, I wouldn't be either. Especially if it has eyes. Anyway, here's a woman scream.
Well, Dutton hears the scream, but he decides to go upstairs to his room instead.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get away from that scream. I don't want to deal with that. And then he's hearing like a choir singing in
What do you think they're singing?
in his head. It's like demonic.
I was like, what if it's the song that the lady was singing when he killed her with the hammer?
Oh, maybe.
But no one else can hear the singing, just him. He's the only one that hears the singing.
It's getting like louder and louder in his head.
And the room is dark and he can't find the light switch.
Julia Hine.
He starts screaming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Julia Hine POV, she's hungover and
she got into the wine.
Yeah. She goes into her room. She hears screams also. And then she's
because it's Dutton. Dutton is screaming.
Yeah.
He's got his hands over his door.
And it's Dutton and he's freaking out.
He's just standing there with his hands over his ears screaming. And she's like, what a fucking loser.
And then we're back to Eleanor, who's also screaming because there's blood on the walls. And her husband comes down and it was just water dripping on her head. And so he was like, oh, crazy. Have an episode.
Yeah.
Mr. Temple and Martine are hanging out now. And Temple is like...
Yeah, because so Temple was in a trance at the window. And then Martine's like,
hello. And she's like, I don't see anything out there.
She's like, these books are boring.
I also can't take any of them off. Martine couldn't see it. Anyway, Stauf
is watching and proud. I was like, where is he?
I hate the Stauf chapters because Stauf is just like...
And how is he watching them?
Through the toys. They say that somewhere. He's watching through the toys. So I guess there's just toys everywhere, which I don't think there is in the game. But that's what it said at one point.
Well, there is. Yeah, not in that game.
It says he eavesdrops with toys in his house. Anyway, Stauf is like, I like my fucked up little house party at my plans.
So he goes over his choice of guests. And so Brian Dutton, we find out that he failed to deliver shelves to Stauf when he first opened his shop.
Where are my shelves done?
And then I also put Stauf, so hatred and jealousy of Temple is so weird.
It's weird.
He's so obsessed with this man.
Yeah.
He's like, I too dabble in magic.
But your magic's fake. You're fake. It's like he went to his show and was like unimpressed and then hated him for the rest of his life. It's like, oh, you sawed a woman in half? Well, I beat one to death with a hammer.
I see you're a saw and raise you a hammer. So chapter 16, they're all in the library to tell each other what happened. The others don't believe them.
Yeah.
Because Eleanor's like, there was blood everywhere. And everyone's like, no, there wasn't. And Temple's like, I saw the thing at the window. And they're like, oh, there's nothing there, loser. And like, Dutton's like, I heard sounds. And they're like,
you're stupid.
Julia's like, you were standing there screaming like a loser.
I like how the three of them were like, how come it's just us?
Also, why don't
they got harassed?
Temple is also like, we need to stick together. And everyone's like, nah, bro. Yeah. But I was like, the three people who saw something should have stuck together.
100%. But they're all kind of on their own.
I was like, dude, Knox sucks. Because Knox, when Temple is like, hey, let's stick together, Knox is like, no, only one of us can win. And his wife's there and he goes to stand next to Martine.
Well,
in front of
Knox
his wife.
said that because he wants to go have sex with Martine.
Yes.
And Martine's like, help me help you. They said Knox and Martine are not here for the rules. I mean, Knox will do whatever Martine says. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah, and he says only Stauf knows the rules.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's in it for themselves.
So Hein goes into the kitchen and she's doing the soup can puzzle.
Yeah, Julia's hungry because she's hungover. Yeah. And she's like, I need some food to fix this.
I don't even think they ate the cake. She's like, because the cake was on the table and they're like, well, when Dutton came in, he was like, how did that get there? And then she's like, are we supposed to feed ourselves? So she wanders in the kitchen and the soup's, and she's like, oh, the soup smells good. And that's what she makes that comment. I was like, does it?
Also, like, I don't know if I'd eat anything in this weird house if that happened, but she didn't have anything happen to her yet. So
yeah, she just saw Dutton freak out.
I'd eat the cake, 100%. Probably just explode. But
well, she's drinking the wine. Might as well eat the cake.
Yeah.
So Tad is watching her do the soup can thing, and he's like, "That's weird." So he goes to another room.
Oh, when she solves the can puzzle, the pot bubbles behind her. So now we're Tad time. He's sneaking around.
Yeah. Temple finds a toy room, and because he's like looking in all the doors, and he's like, "Oh, this one has toys in it." It's like expecting, waiting for a child to come because that's where the chess piece will be. Eleanor is shaky outside of her room. I was like, if her husband is in there with another woman, so help me God.
Temple sees Eleanor outside like a door, right? And so he goes to talk to her. And he's like, oh, this must be your room. See, your name's on it, you know?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not quite ready to go in there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's why I was like, oh, did she know that her husband's in there with another lady? Because Knox definitely left with Martine.
Well, she's at her door, and he's having sex. Then the door across the way, by the way, in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Martine's in the run across the room. Anyway, Eleanor asked Temple, like, so what do you want from Stauf? Because obviously everyone's here because they want something.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want real magic.
He wants to know if magic's real.
Yeah. And Eleanor tells Temple about her husband's death, and that's why they're here. So they bond.
Mm-hmm.
They bond a little. Temple's a
They
good
both
guy.
had experience.
Temple's a good guy. He sees this lady being nervous in the hallway, and he's like, oh, it's okay.
They should have never split up. They should have stayed together.
Yeah. Chapter 17.
Temple's room is a weird shrine to himself.
Yeah, he's a bunch of magic paraphernalia of his
also
stuff
was
everywhere.
so weird.
What, in the VR?
The lady on the... No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're going to get to
So
that.
there's chains and a top hat. And he's like messing around and he's like, oh, I need an assistant. Dutton is looking for...
Yeah, he puts on this magical weird top hat.
Yeah.
And it like gives him actual magical powers. And then Dutton comes in trying to find the voices.
Yeah,
and
he's looking for the
instead,
choir.
he finds Temple laughing and dancing around, and like this sexy lady appears.
It's like a magician's assistant on the bed. But then the woman ages and then splits in two.
Yeah.
In the game... This does not happen in the VR game, by the way.
Dutton's just watching this being like,
In-
what the hell, Temple? What's going on?
Yeah, Temple's room in the VR game, he does have magical stuff and like posters and things. But in the original game, there is a lady on the bed. Then she just like turns into a skeleton. And Dutton's like, what the hell?
Yeah, the way they described it is way more gory in the
Yeah.
book. Yeah, so Dutton's like, what's going on? And Temple's like...
It's the magic.
And then his hat falls off. And then he was like, something was trying to escape the woman's body. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so Temple tells Dutton it was Stout's trick. So he thinks it's just an illusion. It's not actual magic.
Yeah.
Dutton leaves and Temple
I said Dutton
wants power.
Irish goodbye because like I don't remember him saying that he was leaving.
No, he walks
literally
out.
just walked out.
He's like, the fuck's happening?
He's like, what was that? He's like, it's one of Stauf's tricks. And he was like, just leave.
Not today.
All right, chapter 18 is Eleanor Knox, and it's the maze carpet puzzle that she solved. And I hate this puzzle. I hated this one. I had to redo this one a lot. I'm not very good at it.
Oh, because you have to almost work backwards. Then she goes and sits on her bed, and this was also so gross.
Oh, so a handsome young man shows up next to her bedside, and he's like, I'm a friend.
He's like, you're looking for a friend, aren't you?
You want a friend.
And then he kisses her.
Yeah, and then is like, I need something from you, and I need you to kill somebody. And she's like, no.
What?
And then because she said no, he turns into this like vine monster and strangles her.
And then he turns into...
And then he turns into Stauf.
Yeah, I audibly said ew when it turned out to be Stauf. And that was her kisser. I was like, oh, ew.
Okay, yeah, and then he disappears. And it...
And Tad had walked by too.
Yeah.
And seen her doing the puzzle, not for the kissy.
Yeah.
Then we're jump to Martine's bedroom, which is pink and red.
She wants her and Edward to team up for a puzzle that she needs solving because she's too stupid to figure it out herself.
But she's like, oh,
So
I need you to.
like,
Well, she's not that she's too stupid. It's that she knows that there's going to be a consequence afterwards, and she doesn't want to have that consequence. So she's like, hey, big boy,
solve the puzzle so that you can have the consequences. But the puzzle, I don't know. Anyway.
And so they have sex.
Yeah. They
I was like, you are married, sir, and your wife is literally across
the way. And also, you're having sex on one of the puzzles.
And also in the game, they're on the bed together, and I was like, as a child playing this game, I was like,
yeah, they're like heavy making out in the game too before she takes off her clothes. Anyway, Martine needs help with the puzzle, but first adultery.
Yeah.
Anyway, chapter 19. Let's move on.
Gotta lock him in there.
Tad is peeping on people, thinking everyone's crazy.
Yeah, so he saw Eleanor with the red puzzle, but she didn't see him, so he's like, "That's weird. Let's go." He ends up in the toy room, and Temple is in there.
Yeah.
And Temple's looking at this chessboard, and it has the pieces. And in the VR game, there is a chessboard it's the queen puzzle, but the queen puzzle then turns them into chess pieces.
Which is crazy because in the original, it doesn't do that.
Yes.
They're normal chess pieces.
Mm-hmm. So you have Temple is the bishop. Dutton is the knight. Knox is the rook because he's got one direction he goes into. Sucks. Martine and Eleanor are both queens. Yes, queens.
Yes.
Julia is a pawn.
Aw.
And Tad is the king.
Ooh.
And Temple is looking at the puzzle and he sees Tad, a little boy who hasn't seen before, and he's like, at several points he's like, I know what he wants, but he says it like 3 different times, and I'm like, did you not know the first time?
I don't think he, like, for a while I don't think he knew. He like thought he knew.
Yeah.
But then eventually he's
But here
like,
it says he's upset that Stauf wants the kid.
yeah, he's like, Stauf wants us to take this kid, basically. But he's like, I'm pro children. And I'm not.
They come to my show.
I'm not happy with Stauf torturing children.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this might be controversial, but I don't like that Stauf tortures children.
Yeah. Sacrifice of children? Not at my shows.
Anyway, chapter 20.
This is the player's chapter.
Yeah, this is you playing the 7th
So
guest.
you go up to the
That's all I
house.
wrote.
The house is too familiar. The children sing the song. There's a new verse that I'm not going to rap for you today.
Stauf sucks.
You look into a mirror. There's no reflection. It says he remembers now. He has the answers. He knows what must be done. So you know we're about to get into some shit.
Chapter 21. Martine wanted Edward to solve the painting puzzle. I didn't get to this puzzle. This in the game?
This is in the original game. There is a similar puzzle at the very end of the VR game, but it's not Stauf, it's Tad. But you have to like touch parts of his face and it changes colors and but it's stupid. Yeah, it's like a picture gallery.
Yeah, and once they solve the puzzle, like
I thought in the game, so in the book, it sounded like there was like a storage room that just had a bunch of pictures all over.
That's
the place.
what I thought.
But in the game, it's actual picture like gallery.
It's like a gallery.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's using him to do her bidding until she can get someone better. So if there are consequences, he gets them. He's like, after the picture, they see the boy being taken to the attic, and now they know how to win the game.
Yeah, so that was them solving that puzzle tells them how to.
So Temple knows what to do.
What's crazy is, okay, some people's like note told them we need to get the 7th guest. Others, when they solve the puzzles,
but they don't know who the 7th guest is.
Is the one who's like, we need to take a kid to the attic.
Yeah. So now
That's
they
all we
know.
know.
Martine and Knox know.
And then the paintings start yelling at them.
Yeah,
so they leave.
Knox finally thinks about his wife, but he's already decided to leave her in hopes that his creditors won't hurt her.
Oh my god. Anyway, Julia's still in the kitchen. She goes to eat some soup from the boiling pot. Inside the pot is a piece of meat with eyes, and it comes out of the pot, telling her to bring him to me at the room at the top. It's like the meat face and Julia smile at each other.
Yeah, it smiles at her and she smiles back.
Weird way to tell your guests what you want, but screaming paintings and meat
So now
monsters.
Julia knows. Chapter 22, Stauf is watching from his tower room. I was like, is that in the attic? Because, again, I'm looking at the picture at the front of the book.
I guess it's at the attic.
It is in the VR game. So the VR layout makes so much more sense as a house than whatever the heck is going on here. And the Ouija board that you have to exit? The Ouija board is your like menu. So it has the map on it and you can show your progress.
Well, it's just the opening when you start the game. Anyway, Stauf is mwahahaing at the top of his house.
This is a weird chapter.
Bitching and crying about how much he was treated so bad and why he hates this town.
Why does he hate kids? He never like explains that.
There's no reason for it. It means the voices. The voices want the kids. He's like, I gotta do what the voices tell me.
But he's like, but the kids, he's like, I'm so glad the kids are out of the way now. I'm like,
there's no reason for him to be like happy that he accidentally killed all these kids with his toys. Yeah. But he's just, I guess it's...
And the other thing I didn't understand, it didn't make sense to me. If they have already gotten these kids through the dolls, why does he need to sacrifice an actual kid?
This is the last one.
Yeah.
So the last
Is it the last kid in town? I don't think so, because he's got friends.
For some reason, they need one more sacrifice to, like, have the demons that are talking to Stauf or whatever come out of the hole. So they want to go kill on their own. They're tired of relying on Stauf. So they're like, we're gonna go take. We
We
need one kid.
needed the blood of a child. I think is what it is,
we need
because
the blood
they've
of a
just been
child.
killing them.
So,
and their souls being
and I guess
trapped
Stauf
in
can't do it
dolls.
on his own because he's too old. And
I can't do it
stupid.
alone.
So, yeah.
Chapter 23.
Yeah.
Tad meets Temple because they're out the
In
toy
the game
room.
room together.
Temple like shouts at him.
You're the 7th guest.
So he runs away.
I remember that scene.
Yeah.
Because he does. And the kid's like, I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be here.
And
Eleanor.
then Temple gives chase. Eleanor leaves her room. She runs into Temple, who was running down the hall. That kid's fast.
Yeah.
Like, because it was crazy. I remember seeing that cutscene where he chases Tad out of the room. And then I also left the room because I was like, oh, we got to go that way. And I was like, damn, that kid not running into Eleanor, right? Fast.
Yeah.
Track.
They go
field.
into a different room, and it's the doll room. And this reminded me, there's a short film called Alma, which I posted on Fable, and used to show my students about. It's kind of like the little girl is looking in the mirror, and she's the doll. Oh. She gets trapped in and then she becomes a doll, and she's the next one in the mirror.
Oh, upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Temple's like, this door's not locked anymore.
Yep.
He kind of gave up on the Tad chase when he ran into Eleanor. And he was like, it's weird because I tried to open this door when we arrived, but now it was locked. So now it's unlocked and it's filled with dolls. And all these dolls, they realize are
I want to be an architect. Where's my mommy?
I like that kid still wants to be an architect.
Yeah. He's in a house. Might as well.
All the other ones are like crying and screaming and like, save us, oh my god. And this one's just like, I want to be an architect. And it's like, oh.
So Eleanor knows that there is another child, and it is the last guest.
Yeah, so these are all the dead kids.
Temple's
Their
like, oh, he's
souls are
already
in
dead.
the dolls, but the dolls look like the kids.
I know, I said, hello, FNAF.
That's not really FNAF, but close. Okay, the souls of kids being in things, I guess. FNAF didn't come up with that.
No, it didn't. So he's like, we should work together, so let's split up. You go up, I'll go down.
Yeah, the children tell her they need a child that's still alive. Only children give them what they need. And so Eleanor tells that to Temple. And Temple is like, we're going to work together, but we're going to split up.
Separately. Let's work together
get
separately.
the boy out of the house. So yeah, wait. Well, they go separate ways.
Yeah.
Let's figure that out later.
So Dutton is back in his room. There's a briefcase, and this is a coin puzzle. Which
I don't remember this
may or may not be
one.
in there.
Trying to find the voices because he's still hearing the choir in his head. He goes up to his room, champagne in his room, nice, classy, and a briefcase filled with coins on it. He solves it.
Yeah, the dates on the coins help you open the briefcase.
Yeah, and then it
this
opens
is
a secret passageway, so the briefcase is still there.
In the game, in the original game, when you open the briefcase, he sees all this money, but then it shoots poison at him, and so the money.
You're greed.
Yeah, but then also you're in the room. Okay. And then the briefcase also opens up a side door, which takes him to the temple. Yeah,
the demonic chapel.
Yeah.
That Stauf is like, why don't you repair the altar in here? Isn't that what you? That's why I thought he was a construction worker, because he's he's mad at him for not bringing the shelves. So he's like,
bring them
repair
shelves.
The altar, and if you try to leave, I will kill you.
Which is also, you're not bringing the kid to the altar though. You're bringing him to the attic.
I know.
That does not make
that bothered
any sense.
Me so much because I was like, what's the point of the demonic chapel in your house if you're not going to do the ritualistic sacrifices
there? So
there?
this, again, in the VR game, this is in the attic with Stauf's bedroom and the place where you have to take him.
Okay, yeah,
so that all makes sense.
Yeah.
So Dutton, there's a floor puzzle that's pretty easy to solve, and then he goes to the altar and he sees Stauf sacrificing a baby, and then this is where he gets the knife, which in the game it looks like a sword until the actors are using it, and then it looks like it's a little knife, little baby knife.
Little knife. He learns Stauf gains power with the lives of children, and he's like, I don't care, I'm ruthless too. I'm Dutton. The ghost of Stauf told him the same thing he tells everyone. He's like, get that boy, bring him up to the attic. Here's a knife. Have fun. Do crime. When Dutton left, Stauf wheels himself out of the shadows to pat himself on the back. He was physically there. He pretended to be like a Pepper's ghost illusion, because even Dutton was like, this is an illusion, obviously. I just saw him make a woman old and then die. And so when he was like, it was really weird that when he gave me the knife, I felt an actual hand drop it in there, and then Stauf was like, ooh, I hope he didn't notice my hand.
But I'm like, did he sacrifice children on this altar? Like, why is there an altar here? And
Just for Tad.
it
Just
says
for a boy
blood.
Tad.
Like,
well, he doesn't technically sacrifice Tad in the attic. He kind of will grab him and take him away.
he's got to take him upstairs.
So
to
he's got to
the
go
top
downstairs.
of the attic.
Well, they want him to go to the attic where Stauf is.
Yeah.
But he could be sacrificing Tad later.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he doesn't kill Tad straight up right there.
Everything ends up in the attic. That's where the book ends up.
I'm saying he wants Tad to go to him so that he can snake tongue him to death. And then take him to the chapel
Yeah, I don't know.
later. Anyway, Tad time.
Tad's running down the front stairs to the front door. So he's at
It
the
won't
front door.
open.
It won't open. So does he go into the music room?
He hears a howl from the kitchen. So he's like, I can't go that way. There's a howl in the kitchen. And he runs in the opposite direction to the dining room with the cake.
But then there's a piano.
Yeah.
So then he goes next.
The piano starts playing with floated hands. I think that's in the dining room.
That has to be in the.
I was just
in the music room.
There's no music room in the book. There's no music room in the book.
That is.
So I'm thinking he's in the dining room, and the dining room's just kind of big, and it has like a piano in the corner.
Well, in the.
Like a living room area.
Yeah, in the game, though, there is a different room. So that's why I was like confused. I was like, where are we? Because he does run. He says he sees the cake.
Yeah, he's
But I
running
think
the
I thought
dining
he
room.
like ran past it.
Maybe the next room is like a living room, music room combo.
Yeah, because in the games, there's like there's the study and then there's a music room.
Okay, well, I guess he ran into from the dining room to the music room. A piano started playing with a floating hand, and then something grabbed him
From behind. Chapter 25. The players have their tools. I was like, only Dutton has a knife. Who does what?
They just know what they're doing now.
Yeah, this
Stauf villain monologue
doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I just said that my plan's coming to fruition, and
Yeah.
I hate everybody. I'm
Julia
Stauf.
reminds Stauf of his mother. We get Tad's full name.
What is it?
Gorman?
Theodore Gorman.
Tad Gorman.
What would Tad be short for? Tadador.
Tadador.
Tadtholomew.
I think Tad is just Tad.
There's no way Tad is a name. It has to be short for something.
Because it says Tad Gorman, though. It doesn't say.
What is Tad short for? Thaddeus. Or Theodore.
Probably Theodore.
I like Thaddeus. His Thaddeus
Gorman. He is blameless.
Or Thomas.
I was like, because he's talking about he's blameless. I was like, he's trespassing. That's not blameless.
A crime.
Chapter 26?
Yep. Dutton's the one who grabbed him.
He drags him closer to the attic. Edward Knox and Martine show up.
It says the library door flew open, which means
Yeah.
we're next to the library now.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we are.
No.
He's dragging him to different rooms of the house that I didn't even know they had. And flew open. Dutton pulls the board towards the top of the house. He's not by the stairs yet, is
They're
he?
pulling him out towards the stairs.
Okay. I'm
that's
imagining him
what-
having him in like a vice grip over here.
Yeah, because it also says in the it's like blood inside the library. So Knox and Dutton's gonna struggle because Knox is like, oh, we'll take him from here. See, we know how to do it. And Dutton's like, no, he's mine.
No, I got him. They should just work together, right? Oh no, they can't because
Only one. There can be only
There can be
one.
only one. So they fight over him. Dutton drops Tad to fight Edward.
He
who,
pulls out the knife.
rushes him.
And then
Tad rolls away. Martine takes the knife because it fell.
yeah.
And she's like, here, Edward, the knife. And then Edward stabs Dutton.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tad's like, "Whoa," and then runs into the kitchen.
Yeah. Tad's like, I'm out.
I'm not dealing with this. Chapter 27 is Temple's looking for the boy, and he finds a weird room.
I was like, is this a room behind the stairs?
He's in like a lab.
He's in a laboratory.
And he's like, this is where Stauf does all his magic tricks.
Yeah, that's-
with science.
And that's why I'm like, so is it
This is
illusion?
so stupid. No, it's demonic. It's demonic.
So this room is in
There's no way
The
he
game.
uses science to vomit acid and use a
Yeah.
snake tongue.
It does not make sense because there's also when you're in this room in the game, because I think you get there through a book, you see a man like on the like table because his brain's been removed and he's like looking for his brain.
Oh.
And then there's a blob puzzle, the green and
I wish that he was just doing magic and illusion like a magician.
yeah.
But he's not, because he's actually possessed by demons. So like,
yeah, this room does not make sense.
It feels like who made this game? Because
But
there's
this
like
room-
two different storylines happening.
This
at the
room
same
kind of makes sense
time.
because the whole thing with the basement, I would think that the basement, the walls would move, which is why you would get lost.
Yeah, that
versus
makes
it
sense.
just being endless tunnels.
But he finds Stauf's diary in there, and it's like, and this is where he learns that Stauf hears voices. So he's in the science room where he's like, this is must be how he does all of his magic. And then he reads his notebook, and his notebook's like, I'm possessed by demons. And he's like, oh,
The voices
is
want
this
what they
how
want.
he does his
Yeah.
magic?
This is weird.
From another world, and it tells him to kill kids for power.
I'm wondering if, because it was the 90s and during the early 90s, there's this whole weird thing about demonic possession and
Satanic
stuff.
panic.
Yes. That they were like, we need to have an out to say it's not actual demons, it's science.
You think they added this room just for the satanic
Just to have an
panic?
out. Just, yes.
Maybe. Who knows? They want to enter this world so they can kill kids personally.
Mm-hmm.
They want it to be personal now. Temple decides, he's like, I'm going to fight Stauf. That's my goal now.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch him in his stupid old man face.
With my arthritic hands.
I'm killing this guy. And then he hears a child cry. And anyway, back to Dutton, who's bleeding out.
Martine yells at Knox because she went to go chase Tad, but then Tad like went into the kitchen and she was like, can't.
And they did the classic, like, she's like, come here, kid. He's like, oh, and he runs the other way.
Gotcha.
When you go around a table in a cartoony way. Anyway.
Zoinks.
Yeah, Martine got Edward out of the room to follow the boy. Cause
she's like, you have to follow the boy.
You follow him. And so he's in the kitchen right now.
Yeah, because he's going to go to the basement.
They can't find the kid. They're like, well, there's only one way to get out of the kitchen, and it's through the basement, so he has to be in the basement. So they're going down to the basement.
And this is where Martine decides to win. She has to double-cross Knox.
So chapter 28 is Eleanor, and she's like, there's a fight downstairs. I'm going to ignore it.
She knows that her husband is already messing around with Martine.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm going to keep searching upstairs. That was my job.
Yeah.
So Eleanor's pissed. She's like, I'm going to leave my husband after this, actually. I'm tired of this.
Mm-hmm.
She goes into the attic workshop, and she's like, I'm not alone up here. And she's hearing doll voices again, and she slowly starts to turn into a doll.
Yeah, so I like this quote. It's like, that's what Henry Stauf was offering them, their own slightly used dreams. But because it's a bunch of broken toys in the attic, and she was like, oh, this makes sense. But it seemed such an empty promise now. And in the game, she doesn't turn into a doll. She turns into like a mannequin.
Oh.
Like a dress mannequin. Like
That
her
makes
head's
sense.
floating on the top of it. She's like, oh, help me.
So like Stauf, we cut to Stauf and he does like everything going to plan. Like, did he know that Temple and Eleanor were going to be like, let's not kill this child?
Probably not.
It sounds like he
But it was just like a chaos, an agent
go
of
to
chaos.
plan. I don't know. It seems like he wouldn't have thought that, you know, but he's like, everything's going according to my plan.
Everyone wants power and money and whatever, so they're
I don't know.
But yeah,
He's
not make
stupid
sense.
and insane.
So Tad's in the basement.
Yeah, he's running
Chapter
in the
20.
cellar. He runs into a large room filled with coffins with moving lids. This is so silly.
This is a puzzle in the game.
The corpses pop out of the coffins and they're like, ooh, we can't wait to eat you, Tad. You look so tasty.
We're hungry.
Gross.
We're waiting.
He ran and Edward and Martine caught up with him because there's only one way to go.
And Knox puts the knife to his throat.
Yeah, like they're threatening Tad with a knife. And they're like,
in the basement with a knife.
Come with us.
Temple shows up and strangles Knox and throws him against a wall, and then he like turns to stone.
Yeah. So like
This
Edward
part
and
is
Temple
so
get
weird.
into a fight. Temple chokes him to death.
Yeah.
The corpses are cheering on the fight, but only Tad can see the corpses, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
And everyone else is ignoring them. They can't see them, but they're like, just forget it. Martine turns into something and melted.
She melts into a snake and then all
She turns
together
into ooze.
into the face of Stauf.
She was Stauf the whole time. Stauf wanted to have sex with all of his guests, and he only succeeded with Knox. I'm gonna have sex with both Knoxes. Oh man,
just another Knox in the bedpost.
Knox in the bedpost. God.
Gotcha.
I was Henry Stauf the whole time. You thought I was a sexy woman. That's why her backstory was dumb. She wasn't real.
Who they date someone named Siegfried? What a loser.
So she's oozed out.
So they start to leave the basement.
Temple's like, we're getting out of here, Tad. Dutton POV.
Dutton's bleeding out, but he drags himself up the stairs into his room.
He's like, I gotta find something to bind the wound, probably in my room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in the office, the library or anything.
He goes to his room, he opens the briefcase, it's full of money, and he's like, nice. And he's like, I'm so happy I got this money. And he forgets to bind the wound, and then he falls asleep and he doesn't wake up.
But he sees his brother under the ice staring at him, waiting for him. And then what a stupid way for...
Oh my god, yeah. So Tad holding hands with Temple. They're like, come with me.
Yeah, they're running up the stairs.
They're going up the stairs. Temple accidentally ran into a wire and gets his throat slit.
It wraps around his neck. So it's not guillotined. It's strangulation.
I thought they were going to do the piano wire thing. In the...
That some people do with fishing wire on trails, so you got to be careful. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That was a thing for a while.
For fun?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
I love murdering people for fun.
It's crazy.
I just leave my traps around and hope that people die.
Yeah. No, you gotta be vigilant. That's so hard to see. Yeah, so it ends up not decapitating him, it ends up strangling him.
Yeah, because it wraps around. He gets caught first and he's like, oh no. And then he gets wrapped around and gets choked to death.
It would have been better if it was his turban. Like if his turban choked him.
Yeah, it would have been better if he just got piano wire.
Yeah, true.
I would have been like, whoa, that'd be a really upsetting.
I was like, there are steps approaching. Also, I was like, there's also only one person left.
There's no...
Well, I guess two because of Stauf, but...
reason why he should have been going upstairs. He's going upstairs to get Eleanor. I'm pretty sure.
No, they're going up the basement stairs.
Oh, I thought he was trying to leave.
No.
Because he has Tad.
Yeah, he's Tad. They're in the basement. They're going up the stairs to the kitchen.
Oh, what? The kitchen's downstairs, right?
No, they're in the basement. So
they're in the basement. Yeah. I thought he was going up the main staircase. No. Anyway, yeah, Julia did it. So
Julia Hine did what Stauf wanted. But this is the weird thing because Tad's like, I have to go up these basement stairs. But then he teleports to the attic door, and Julia knew that she had to walk down the front stairs to get up to the attic. I was like, what is happening?
But after she kills Temple, she kind of hangs out in her room.
She goes to her room.
And she's looking at herself in the mirror, and she's like, oh, I would wish to be younger. Hee hee. And then she in the mirror turns into a baby. Which I know in the VR game, that's what happens when she gets a reward. But in the main game, she just turns to dust. She just gets gooed to death. Yeah. Which is really stupid. Yeah.
She's in her room now. This is I guess before. She's in the mirror and she's like, oh, I'm younger. Oh,
I looked at that's too young. That's too young. I want to be 20.
And then it's like a baby, and then she is crawling around the ground, and then she becomes herself again, and it's like, and then gotta go get that kid.
The kid's just standing there next to Temple's dead body, and Tad's like, where the hell do I go now? And Julia's like, come with me.
Yeah, so that's the weird thing where Tad goes up the basement, but ends up by the attic, not the kitchen. And Julia knew to go up the stairs, not down. She grabs him to get the reward. The whole thing, I was like, this is weird. But we're in chapter 29, and Tad gives her his hand.
I'm on chapter 31.
31. I don't know. I said don't know. I'm going backwards. I like
Julia. Tad goes with her. They go to the attic. He hears something of a woman's voice being like, help me. Tad kicks Julia in the shins. Tad darts away. I thought this room was not that big. Yeah. But it must be big.
Well, there's a bunch of trash everywhere, so
there's a bunch of doll parts and body. Anyway, he finds Eleanor, who's like, help me, and she has the human face, but a puppet body. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't help you. I'm so sorry. And he runs away from her. And then he's like, I'm going to use the mirror to help me. And then it didn't because it's a mirror.
Yeah, and then she grabs his hand and they're going to climb up the stairs. I was like, aren't they in the attic? Are there stairs in the attic?
So they go to the bottom part of the attic. And then there's a second attic.
I was like, this whole
at
thing
the
is
top.
confusing. In the VR game, to go to the attic room, you do go up, you walk in the door and you immediately see 2 sets of stairs. Like you go up one and then the other, and then you're in the full attic. But I was like, this did not make sense.
This room must have been huge too, because he's like running away from her and able to talk to Eleanor before she could find him. Insane. Anyway.
The 32 is the player chapter. This is minutes before the final confrontation. He sees Eleanor turning into a doll. She says, I can't save him, but you can.
And she's like, I knew you'd come back for me.
He looks in the mirror and sees an image he never expected.
Yeah. This is where you're Tad.
Yeah.
You're Tad. You're playing as Tad,
well,
but older.
It's 34. You find out you're Tad.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
33 is just Stauf again, and you know how this goes.
Stauf is pleased. Everything is going well, especially that Temple's death was mundane. Dude has such a hard-on for Temple.
I wouldn't say that was mundane. That was kind of intense.
Yeah. Knox overreached and broke his back. I was like, what? I thought Temple strangled him.
Yeah, Temple strangled him to death. Maybe not to death. Maybe he...
Because then he said he hit the wall and he turned to stone. And I was like, what is happening? Because in the original game, you have, like I said, with Dutton, he gets stabbed and then the money ends up killing him. Those were the 2 deaths of Dutton.
Okay.
Martine had to share Knox's death. Blame and death is what it says in this chapter. But she turns into goo with the snake. There's also a part where when you go into the bathroom, she's in there. I guess she like drowns in the tub or something. Oh. Because she's in the bathtub, which is weird, and there's bubbles and stuff. But I was like, her hair never gets wet.
Do you think she died in the bathtub and then like the one that turned into goo was just Stauf?
No.
Doing magic tricks, and that's why that happened.
Got rid of him early.
Yeah, I think they died like one way, and then they were like kind of ghosts or some stuff to keep going or something. I don't know.
So he says each had gotten what was most fitting. And I was like, really?
Turning to goo.
Eleanor, he says, would never be able to do anything for herself again because she's a marionette. Because she never really spoke out before in life, so she was the puppet.
Having the money kill that guy makes sense.
Yeah.
But having to get stabbed to death and then just die from bleeding out. One guy got strangled to death, and that's what Knox wanted. The other guy...
I'm trying to remember how he died in the VR game.
Turned to goo.
I think he does get stabbed. So Knox in the VR game, Dutton has a cane that has a knife in it. And he ends up struggling and gets stabbed by Knox in the library.
Okay. With the cane.
With the cane. As in, yeah. The endings of the death of everyone in the VR game is way better.
I went 34 now.
34. Player takes a look in the mirror. Man in the mirror.
You see Tad. Tad's like, help me, Tad in the mirror. And you both touch the mirror.
Maybe this time it'll work.
Tad.
Wouldn't he have saved himself in order to come back?
Okay, so you're like... Yeah, that's what Tad's thinking, because he's like, I'm older, so obviously the ritual wasn't successful, right?
Yeah.
So I escaped, but why is he back there?
Because you needed an adult who wasn't a complete nightmare to save you.
For some reason, you have in the future have to go back to help your past self so that you can create the future that you're currently living in.
Yeah.
Insane.
Time travel.
This is stupid. I'll tell you what I thought the ending was going to be after we're done. 35 is the last chapter.
Julia drags the boy. Todd yells for help. The player rushes up the stairs. He remembers. Stauf vomits on Julia and she sinks into the fluid.
Like quicksand.
And she says, you cheated me.
Yeah, he really did. Like, he didn't even turn her into a baby like I thought he was going to. And then he does in the freaking VR
He should have
game.
given her like a bottle of booze and that should have been poison.
That would have been good.
No.
That should have been the one that turned her into a baby.
Stauf's snake-like tongue wraps around Tad, which is so gross in the game. Mm-hmm. Voices are shouting, help me, the walls cave in and there's darkness.
Okay,
So
that's
that's the bad ending. Then the world changes again. I was like, so we got both endings? The player reaches out to Tad. The children help him save Tad. The sun rises, and the children are laughing.
Stauf crumbles into dust. I think he turns into a skeleton in the main game. And it's over now and forever. That's it. Anyway, how I thought this was going to go. I thought you're definitely the seventh guest, right? That's the bit. But I thought that you were just you and Tad was just not invited, so he's not a guest.
Yeah.
And so, but he knew he would show up. So I thought in the future, you show up as the seventh guest to, I guess, save Tad. You are Tad. You being Tad's weird. I think you should have shown up to help Tad and then fix the world or whatever.
And then you become Tad once he's fixed.
Sure. I don't think you should be Tad.
So
you should just be like a character who walked into the mansion and then you saved Tad in the past.
Do you want to know how the VR game goes?
Sure. Yeah, tell me.
Do you want to know all the deaths and stuff or just the ending?
Just what happens in the ending.
So in the ending, you go up to the last room and the same thing happens to Julie, though Julie becomes a baby.
Yeah.
But before all that stuff happens is Tad's a doll that's like chained to the wall, and you find out that the spirits of the kids paused this until you were able to come back as the doll. You're still Tad. To save him, and you have to do that. You have to do 2 more puzzles, and then the last puzzle is you're moving these pieces, and you have to like roll this weird dice. And if the voices get 3 pieces into the home plate, then
we play baseball.
it's a turnaround thing, and you like. They don't tell you the rules. You have to kind of figure it out. Then it goes to darkness, and that resets the puzzle. But once you bring it all in, then you save Tad and everything. Because like as you do stuff in each room, there's a butterfly that's Tad, and that's also the kids' voices, and the kids help push the voices out, and then the voices like claim Stauf.
Okay. I just don't like being future Tad.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. I feel
but the whole thing with the VR is like the spirits of the kids were able to pause this until.
Okay, yeah, that makes it's weird that you're future Tad. I feel like you should just be whatever. You should be like a person who decided to urbex in this mansion, and now you're stuck in this situation.
That's why the second game makes a little bit more sense.
Okay.
Because it's like you kind of remember some stuff from like things that you've heard, but you're not that guest, right?
Because it would make sense if like Stauf was like, there's going to be a 7th guest because the voices told me
but they're in the future.
But they're in the future and it's you.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be Tad. Tad should be the victim the whole time.
Maybe you should be Tad's brother.
You're the 8th guest. Tad's brother. You could be related to Tad, I guess. You know, there's a reason why
it's
you're
like
there.
the whole Watcher in the Woods.
That's why everything's paused.
That used to be so scary to me as a kid. Where her sister was taken. And then she comes back and she has to save her.
That could be something like that. Anyway, I think that ending is better. But in my mind, I was like, okay, so you're Tad. That's stupid.
And you had to wait for yourself to grow up because none of these grown-ups could do it.
I don't like it.
But then also, you just kind of teleported there. You didn't really have a history. So do you go back? And now that your time period is over, do you get to leave the house in Tad's time period? Or are you like grown-up Tad?
But you're grown-up Tad, so that means that you succeeded it before.
Yeah.
So you'd be fine.
It's kind of the whole thing with time travel.
That's why they took away the bad ending.
Yeah, you have to go forward, but you still have to do stuff in order to enable you to go forward to change stuff. Because if you go forward and change stuff, but you don't enable yourself to go forward in the future, then it negates it. And
okay.
Yeah, that's the whole crazy thing about timelines.
Yeah. Anyway, I hated the way this ended. It made me not want to finish the game, and I probably never will. But I'll play a little bit of your VR one.
Yeah.
I'll probably play the VR one.
Yeah, do the VR one. I wouldn't recommend... If you're going to... I wouldn't play the 7th guest one. You can watch it. It's not very good. But, yeah, the VR one is definitely worth checking out. If you are, like, a video game historian, then I think you have to.
You think you have to? I don't know.
Experience it from the beginning.
It's interesting, but not that interesting.
No.
I'd probably skip it.
Yeah.
I'd skip this book for sure.
Yeah.
Unless you really liked the game and you were like, I don't know what happened though.
Or you could just listen to us describe
That's
everywhere.
true. And you're going to read some of it? Okay, next book is Metro 2035.
My phone was acting up. Yes. Next one, we are diving back into Metro, but we're skipping the middle one.
We're skipping the middle one purely because the middle one doesn't have a game attached to it. I'm only skipping 34 because it's not relevant. There's no game attached.
Although this is the final installment of the Cult trilogy.
I might read 34 for fun. I don't know. I hear it's the worst one. So
These
I'm a
are
little bit
really
worried
small
about
print.
it. It's like a 20-hour audiobook.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so I'll see you in 2 years, guys.
Ooh, there's pictures.
Oh, good. Bye-bye.
Bye.